In the bustling city of Metroville, there was a subway station that had been closed for years due to a series of unexplained accidents and mysterious disappearances. The station, once a hub of activity, now lay in eerie silence, its entrances sealed off and its platforms gathering dust. The locals whispered about the place, sharing stories of ghostly apparitions and strange noises that could be heard echoing through the tunnels at night. The station, known as Grimwood, was said to be haunted by the spirits of those who perished there. Some claimed to have seen shadowy figures moving in the darkness, while others spoke of cold spots and the feeling of being watched. The tales were enough to keep most people away, but for a few brave souls, the allure of the unknown was too strong to resist. One night, a group of urban explorers, Emma, Jake, Lisa, and Tom, decided to investigate the abandoned station, intrigued by the chilling tales. They had heard the stories and seen the videos online, and now they wanted to experience the thrill for themselves. Armed with flashlights, cameras, and a sense of adventure, they made their way to the station's entrance, ready to uncover its secrets. Emma, excitedly, "This is going to be epic! I've always wanted to see what's down there!" Her eyes sparkled with excitement as she looked at the dark entrance, imagining the mysteries that awaited them. Jake, nervously, "I don't know, Emma. People say this place is cursed." He shivered slightly, glancing around as if expecting something to jump out at them. As they descended into the subway, the atmosphere grew colder, and the sounds of the bustling city above faded away. The air was thick with dust, and the only light came from their flashlights, casting long shadows on the walls. The deeper they went, the more oppressive the silence became, broken only by the occasional drip of water echoing through the tunnels. The station was dark and eerie, with graffiti-covered walls and remnants of old train schedules. The once bright tiles were now cracked and grimy, and the air smelled of mildew and decay. It was as if time had stopped, leaving the station frozen in a state of perpetual neglect. Lisa, whispering, "Do you hear that? It sounds like whispering." Her voice was barely audible, but the fear in her eyes was clear. The others strained to listen, and sure enough, they could hear faint, indistinct whispers coming from somewhere deep within the station. Following the faint whispers, they made their way to the old platform. The sound seemed to be coming from all around them, growing louder and more insistent with each step. It was as if the very walls were alive, whispering secrets that had been buried for years. The air was thick with an unexplainable sense of dread. Every shadow seemed to hide something sinister, and the feeling of being watched was almost unbearable. The group huddled together, their flashlights flickering as if struggling to pierce the darkness. Suddenly, the flickering lights revealed a shadowy figure at the end of the platform. Tom, startled. "Who's there?" His voice echoed through the empty station, but there was no response. The figure stood still for a moment, then vanished into the darkness, leaving the group in stunned silence. The figure disappeared, leaving behind an old, dusty journal. It lay on the ground, its pages yellowed with age and covered in a fine layer of dust. Emma picked it up, her hands trembling slightly as she opened it to the first page. They opened it to find entries from a station worker named Harold, who had witnessed strange occurrences before the station was shut down. The entries were filled with detailed accounts of ghostly sightings, unexplained noises, and a growing sense of unease that had plagued the station in its final days. Harold's journal entry. "I can hear them, the voices of the lost. They call out to me begging for release. I fear that something terrible has been awakened here, something that will not rest until it has claimed us all. They say the station is built on ancient burial grounds. The spirits of those who were buried here have been disturbed, and now they seek vengeance on the living. I can feel their anger, their pain. It is as if the very ground beneath us is cursed. If you find this, please set us free." The final entry was a desperate plea for help, a cry from beyond the grave that sent shivers down their spines. As they read the journal, the whispers grew louder, and the temperature dropped even further. It was as if the spirits knew they were being heard, and they were growing more agitated by the second. The group followed the voices to a maintenance tunnel that led to a hidden chamber beneath the station. The tunnel was narrow and claustrophobic, and the air was thick with the smell of damp earth. As they made their way deeper, the whispers became almost deafening, filling their ears with a cacophony of voices. Inside, they found an old altar with artifacts and bones, confirming the station's dark history. The altar was covered in strange symbols, and the bones were arranged in a way that suggested some kind of ritual had taken place here. Emma, trembling, "We have to do something. These spirits need to be freed." Her voice was barely a whisper, but the determination in her eyes was clear. The journal detailed a ritual to release the trapped souls. It was a complex and dangerous process, but they knew they had to try. They gathered the necessary items and began to prepare, their hearts pounding with fear and anticipation. As they prepared to perform the ritual, the ground trembled and the shadowy figure reappeared, this time revealing itself as Harold's ghost. His eyes were filled with sorrow and desperation, and his voice was barely audible as he spoke. Harold, pleading, "You must hurry! The curse is strong!" His voice echoed through the chamber, urging them to act quickly. Gathering their courage, they performed the ritual, chanting the words from the journal. The air crackled with energy and the ground shook beneath their feet. A blinding light filled the chamber, and the spirits of the lost commuters and workers appeared, finally free from their torment. Spirits, gratefully. "Thank you, we can rest now." Their voices were filled with relief and gratitude, and as the light faded, the oppressive atmosphere lifted, leaving the station in a state of peaceful calm. The chamber filled with a blinding light, and the spirits of the lost commuters and workers appeared, finally free from their torment. The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and the station seemed to return to a peaceful state. Spirits, gratefully. "Thank you, we can rest now." Their voices echoed through the chamber, filling the group with a sense of accomplishment and relief. As the light faded, the oppressive atmosphere lifted, and the station seemed to return to a peaceful state. The group made their way back to the surface, their hearts still pounding from the experience. The group made their way back to the surface, knowing they had uncovered the dark secret of Grimwood Station and brought peace to the restless souls. They emerged into the night, the city lights shining brightly above them, a stark contrast to the darkness they had just left behind. Outro. That was a spine-chilling journey through Grimwood Station. The stories we uncovered and the spirits we encountered will stay with us forever. It's a reminder of the power of the unknown and the importance of respecting the past. If you enjoyed this eerie tale with its unexpected twists, make sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends who love a good scare. There's nothing quite like a ghost story to get the adrenaline pumping and the imagination running wild. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss another terrifying story. We have a lot more spine-chilling adventures and haunted tales to share with you. We've got plenty more creepy content that will keep you on the edge of your seat. From haunted houses to ghostly encounters, there's always something new and terrifying to discover. Check out our other videos for more haunted adventures, and let us know in the comments what you think of this story. Your feedback helps us create even more thrilling content for you to enjoy. Thanks for watching, and stay spooky. Remember, the next adventure could be just around the corner waiting to be discovered.